Oh, hi there! Welcome to the second video of Cooking with My Friends, Untitled. I'm hungry, are you? You're hungry? My friend Priscilla here.
Hello.
She's gonna be making us a meal.
Today we are making Ayamese.
What's that?
It is basically a green peppered stew from Nigeria, also known as designer stew. Yep.
Okay, so what ingredients are we using today?
Well, let's start off with our seasonings. Got right here my cayenne pepper. I'm picky, I got this stuff from Nigeria. As you can see, it's very red because it's very spicy like me. I have my salt. I have onion powder, some thyme, and then this is like a shrimp powder, but this, you can't see it, but it's called ede. Yeah, a shrimp powder from Nigeria. And then minced onion, an actual red onion. Oh. My green bell peppers, habanero, a green onion, some eggs, then this bad boy right here, the chuck roast. Step 1, prep the beef. Designer stew is typically served at parties, and it's enjoyed by everyone of all ages. So the beef must be cut to small bites for kids who will probably be eating it as well. And you also have to remove all the fat so that way they don't choke and die on it. So, important. Yeah. All right. Let us begin. Delve into my world. Beef. Okay, a little, some TLC. Dash of salt generously on the top. Little bit of pepper because I felt like it. Minced onion, also a nice generous amount. Well, actually, nice little sprinkle. Now, powdered onion. Oh! And then just give it a little bit of thyme. 1 Maggi cube. You want to break up that cube so that way you don't just get like a random flavor chunk in one area. Then you take the lid of your pot. You fill the lid with water.
Oh.
Pour it in. Do it again. Then you cover it and you put it on the stove. Step 2, boil the eggs. Oh. Now, water. Serve here. Turn that bad boy all the way to high so it boils. See how it's like getting there. It's getting there. It's still kind of red. Too red for my liking. It is time to fry the beef. That is step 3. want to get splattered, but it's a little volatile. So we are back with our red onion and our green bell peppers and our habaneros. How spicy y'all feeling? Yes. 2, 4? Well, in my household, we go nothing below 6, so that's the experience we're getting. We're doing 8. Are you ready? Going to begin the processing?
Yes. Ooh. Ooh.
Drop that in there.
Thank you.
Boom, 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 boom. This is originally supposed to be fried before we put in the stew stuff, but it's okay. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and put in my eggs and my beef and let it just simmer with it. So boom. Boom. Boom.
Ready? Alright. Now, my question for you, Priscilla. Once more, how are you?
I'm pretty fantabulous. Like, overall, pretty good. It's been a rough year, especially with COVID and things, but like, I'm doing pretty good.
Alright. Okay, so, who are you? And what parts of you make you you that you're most proud of?
Ooh, I like that question. Wow. I think at my very core, I would say just like my passion for relating to people, I think is definitely what makes me me. Not in like that weird chameleon fit in with people thing, but like finding a common ground with someone else, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
For me, personally, since childhood, that meant music. Yeah, music is definitely my stronghold. I play piano and I was like training 12 years classically, and then at some point I was like, oh, but you know, I also like singing too, so I'm just gonna sing and play the piano at the same time. I started doing that more often, and like I dropped the lessons by the time I started undergrad like 3-4 years ago. But I still play casually, and every single time I played piano anywhere, I've met someone new, so pretty dope.
Okay. So what about music draws you to it? What makes you feel like a connection with music?
Well, this is gonna sound like the very bland answer, but just being able to emote. On days that I'm feeling some type of way, whether it be joy or sadness or anger, I would just take that all out on the piano, and it was like the healthiest way I could cope with situations that I wasn't familiar with. All during this time during COVID, I sat in my room, and even though I wasn't able to visit the piano as often as I wanted to, I started picking up the guitar. You still breathing? Can I come around later on this evening?
What does womanhood and femininity mean to you? And how do you find strength within yourself as a woman?
Well, when I was younger, it meant beating the boys, if that makes sense. Like, anything a guy said that a woman couldn't do, I was like, oh, really? Tell me more. Because now I feel inclined to prove you wrong. For me, femininity is just literally feeling yourself. Especially in the face of men telling you you can't. So go ahead and break my heart again. We're not taken seriously in any field that we want to pursue. And so being feminine is taking ownership of what you love to do in the face of that.
Did you ever feel like, oh, I'm not a woman enough, or you ever struggle with that, and how did you find confidence in that?
Yes. Back in the day, when I was in high school, or let me back up. Yeah, in high school, I did a lot of sports. Especially in like, even growing up in general, I wasn't into girly things. Like, I didn't like painting my nails. I didn't like dressing up. I didn't like looking cute and things. And I would always get ridiculed for it because they're like, oh, are you trying to be a man? Like, what's your deal? Like, stop it. And I just personally didn't care to do the same thing as like other girls did. And like when I got into high school, it especially got worse because I started pursuing powerlifting. And you know, that's heavy weights, big girl things. And I remember I would get so many comments from people who were supposed to be super close to me, and they would say like, oh, so you're trying to be a man now, like, oh, okay, like, just be careful, like, you start getting those muscles, you're not gonna be womanly enough for any man to find you attractive. And the thing about me is that, like, as much as I like to connect with people, I personally do not care if a person does not like me for being myself. I just came to a point where I realized, like, I didn't care about keeping up, maintaining an image of what womanhood was supposed to be. And once I realized, you know what, there is no reason for me to care about it, and I don't really care. I enjoy doing what I do. I stuck to that, and since then, I've been better off. Leave me wondering why the hell I ever let you in.
As your life goes on and you grow older, how do you want to develop as a person? Like, what type of person do you want to be?
I want to be extra secure in myself, whatever that means, or whatever the context no matter the context, if that makes sense. I would like to gain more confidence in myself as a being. As it is, I think I've improved, especially since years ago, but I still want more of that. I get into pitfalls sometimes where I'm like, oh crap, am I worthy of doing the things that make me happy? Am I even worth trying to do all this stuff? Like, what if I mess up? Like, what if I end up making things worse? What if I'm in the wrong? Like, what if nothing actually goes as planned? But you know, fear is literally the only thing holding me back. And I think if it weren't for fear, I would be one unstoppable force. So I just gotta, as I grow into myself more, that's something I have to let go of. So
Okay. Thank you, Priscilla.
thanks, Jess.
And